after such a long time.
Yes, yes.
And
Glad to be able to connect with you again.
and it's so laudable that you have been continuously doing it for the last so many years.
From 2005, yes.
Yeah, 2005. That means 14 years now.
So the devotees are waiting, Maharaj. So can I add?
Yeah, please, please.
Okay.
Should we start with?
Hare Krishna, Prabhus and Mataji's. We have His Holiness Bhakti Jog Swami Maharaj on the call. So, Prabhus and Mataji's, can you hear us? Hello? Yes, I will. Okay. So, Maharaj, I will lead the conference, and is it okay if you record the talk?
Oh yeah, please, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Conference unmuted. Conference muted. Conference recording started.
Okay, Maharaj. Ready to begin?
Hare Krishna, Bansha Kalpatarubhascha, Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha, Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Vishwamani. Hare Krishna. So how all of you are doing? I'm so happy to reconnect with you all after such a long time. And I was telling Rashna Krishna Prabhu that it's so nice of him that he is continuously doing it so diligently for the last 14 years. So, okay, like this is the Bhagavatam class, and today also is Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. So I was thinking of just kind of combining it, like seeing Srimad Bhagavatam through Srila Prabhupada, or feel our gratitude to Srila Prabhupada for giving us Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada came to give Krishna consciousness to this world, and Srila Prabhupada did it through the Bhagavats. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and he himself, the person Bhagavat. And Srila Prabhupada exposed us to the people, exposed us, the conditioned souls in this material nature, and giving us the way back to Godhead. And he did it through this wonderful arrangement that he made. He himself, when he came to the West, he translated the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam into English with his Bhaktivedanta purport. And so we can see that Prabhupada's teachings was entirely based on Srimad Bhagavatam. And from Srila Prabhupada we get to know that Srimad Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna himself. Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna. Just as a body has 12 limbs, Srimad Bhagavatam with 12 cantos are the 12 limbs of Krishna's body. The first and second cantos are his lotus feet. Third and fourth cantos are his thighs. Fifth canto is his abdomen, belly. Sixth canto is his chest. Seventh and eighth cantos are his arms. Ninth canto is his neck. 10th canto is his smiling lotus face. 11th canto is his forehead, and 12th canto is his head. So this is how Srimad Bhagavatam is the body of Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam is the personality of Krishna. And Through Srila Prabhupada, we have got to know also that Bhagavatam is MahaPurana. Puran describes the activities and teachings and pastimes of the Lord and his devotees. There are various Purans. There are 18 Purans. But the crest jewel of all the Puranas is Srimad Bhagavatam. And Mahapuran has 10 symptoms, Lakshanam. And those 10 symptoms are Sarga, Atra, Sarga, Vishargascha, Sthana, Poshanam, Utaya, Manvantara, Ishanukatha, Mukti, Nirodha, Ashraya. So, no other Puran has covering all these 10 aspects of understanding the absolute truth, understanding the absolute reality. So, those 10 symptoms are Atra Sarga. Puran deals with creation. We'll find that every Puran is describing about creation. And the creation, all the descriptions in the Purans are not contradicting. They're all saying the same way the material nature has been created. Then Bisharga, sub-creation, secondary creation. Brahma appears from the navel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he does the internal creation, giving living entities the bodies. Different types of living entities get different types of bodies, and that is happening through Lord Brahma. And in this way, Brahma is the controller of the universe. And Sthanam, the universe has a specific structure, 14 planetary systems. The 14 planetary systems are 7 are higher planetary systems and 7 are lower planetary systems. And in the middle, the 7th one from the top is the Earth planet. So above Earth, there are 6 higher planetary systems like Bhuvarloka, Swarloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, and Satyaloka. And then 7 lower planetary systems, Tal, Atal, Sutal, Bital, Mahatal, Rasatal, and Patal. So every universe has these 14 planetary systems. There are innumerable universes. And all the universes have these planetary systems, 14 planetary systems. 7 higher planetary systems, 7 lower planetary systems. Sthanam. Poshanam. The entire creation is being maintained by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How the Supreme Personality of Godhead is maintaining the entire creation. And Utayo, the tendency to become involved. Every living entity has a tendency to become involved in this material nature. And then Manvantar, in a day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. And the Manus come with his group, with his team of different aspects of this maintenance of the material nature. Different demigods, different sages, like for example, there are different demigods controlling different affairs of the material nature, like the wind department, and the position is known as like Pavan Dev. Similarly, Agni Dev, controller of fire, then Varun Dev, controller of water. And the head of, or the king of the demigods is Indra. These are actually set positions. And with each Manvantar, the personalities change who assume these positions. Like in a factory, we have shifts. Like the machines are there in the factory, and in different shifts, different persons come to run different machines. So the positions are there, and different personalities are manning those positions. And Manu is the personality who is the foreman of the team. And there are 14 Manvantars and there are 14 Manus coming. Each Manu's reign is 71 Chaturjugas. A day of Brahma consists of 1000 Chaturjugas and 14 Manus, so 1000 divided by 14 is about 71. So each Manu's reign is for 71 Chaturjugas. And then Manvantar Ishanukatha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes, assuming different incarnations. So descriptions of that are there in the Puranas, in like Srimad Bhagavatam especially, Ishanukatha. And then Mukti, liberation, cessation of existence in the material nature, Nirodha, and Ashraya. Prabhupada translated the word Ashraya as the Samam Bonam, the ultimate culmination. And the ultimate culmination, or Samam Bonam, or the supreme shelter, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who is actually behind all that is Krishna. Krishna is the cause of all causes. Krishna is the cause of even the cause of the incarnations. Ramadi Murti Shukala Niyamena Tishtan. Different incarnations like Ram, Nishinga, Varaha, Kurma, they are his expansions. Kala, parts and parts and parts and parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kala Niyamena Tishtan, they are situated, but Krishna Swayam Samohavat Paramapuvaja. But Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And similarly, there is Ete Changsha Kala Pungsha, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Srimad Bhagavatam is describing that all these incarnations that have been described in Srimad Bhagavatam at the beginning, 23 incarnations, and then he's saying Avatarahi Asankhayo. There are innumerable incarnations. Avatarahi Asankhayo, Asankhayo, countless incarnations. But they are Ete Changsha Kala Pungsha. All these incarnations are his Amsas and Kala. But Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is how we can see how Srila Prabhupada gave the perfect understanding of the absolute truth, the ultimate reality. There is nothing beyond Krishna. And we are, through Prabhupada or through Srimad Bhagavatam, we are understanding the spiritual reality. The Brahma Jyoti is his bodily effulgence. The super souls are his localized aspect, Paramatma. But Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. But Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaniti Sabdati. Badanti Tat Tattavidas Tattam. Those who know the absolute truth, they speak about the absolute truth as Brahma, Brahman, Brahma Jyoti, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Sabdati. So, the ultimate consideration, ultimate is Krishna himself, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that Supreme Personality of Godhead came as a devotee, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what did he do, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He came to reveal the identity of Krishna. And how did he do that? He did it through Srimad Bhagavatam. How to understand Krishna? Through Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu presented the absolute truth, the ultimate teachings through Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srila Prabhupada followed the same process. He followed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's footsteps. Just Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. And why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to reveal the identity of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to make us understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his abode is Vrindavan. Just as Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur pointed out, that Aradha Bhagavan Brojesho Tanai, the supreme worshipable personality of Godhead is Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. Is emphatically pointing out, Brojesho Tanai, son of Nanda Maharaj. Emphatically, he's again establishing another point, Stadhamo Vrindavanam. His abode is Vrindavan. Not the Krishna of Dwarka, not the Krishna of Mathura is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the son of Nanda Maharaj who eternally resides in Vrindavan. Vrindavanam parittajya kutra kadapi na gacchati. He never leaves Vrindavan. But when he comes to perform his pastimes, he comes with Vrindavan. Along with him comes Vrindavan. He doesn't come to the material nature, or although he comes to the material nature, he comes here along with Vrindavan. And through his pastimes, he actually reveals his Brajalila. The unique aspect of Brajalila is that in Vrindavan, Krishna is a two-armed personality who looks like a human being. কৃষ্ণেরও যতেক খেলা তার মধ্যে নরলীলা নরবপু তাহারও স্বরূপ. Of all the pastimes of Krishna, his pastimes as the human being is the ultimate, supreme, because his form, like that of a human being, is his original form, his swarup. Krishna's swarup is two-armed. And Krishna performs his pastimes as a human being. Lord Ramchandra also performed his pastimes as a human being. He is also Dibhuj. But the difference is Lord Ramchandra is Marjada Purushottam, whereas Krishna is Leela Purushottam. Lord Ramchandra is teaching us how, as a human being, we should be perfect. What is the perfection of human existence, human activity, human characteristics? He is exemplifying that. Whereas Krishna is not doing that. Krishna is just performing his pastimes. Lord Ramchandra is concerned. While teaching others, he has to set the perfect example. Whereas Krishna is not concerned about what people will think. Therefore, Krishna's pastimes is so secretive. It is kept as a secret because common people won't understand, and they will just as many people think often that, oh, Krishna's activities are immoral. Yes, from the human standpoint, Krishna's activities are immoral. As a human being, if one has an affair with somebody else's wife, it's immoral. If somebody has a relationship other than with his wife, it is immoral. What to speak of calling all these young girls and dancing with them in the middle of the night? Yes, from the human standpoint, they're immoral. But from the Supreme Personality of Godhead standpoint, that is his most intimate, loving relationship. When you look at from the human perspective, these activities of Krishna appears to be like ordinary dealing or relationship between a young man and a young woman. These activities of Krishna appears to be sexual activities from the human standpoint. But when we recognize who Krishna is, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the supreme controller, supreme proprietor, supreme enjoyer, and he is always in the spiritual world. His world is not like ours in this material nature. And here we have to understand one thing, that like how one should never think that there is anything sexual about Krishna's relationship with the gopis. Because in order to enter into the spiritual world, one has to become free from sex desire. Even the impersonalists, to merge into Brahma Jyoti, they have to become free from sex desire. So you can see there is no room for sex life in spiritual world. To enter there, we have to become free from sex desire. Then what to speak of the highest spiritual activity that Krishna is having with his most intimate devotees? How can that have anything or any semblance to sex life? So that's why Krishna consciousness or understanding Krishna, delving into Krishna's pastimes, has been kept as a secret. But Krishna considered, after performing his pastimes, Braja Leela in this world. Chaitanya Charitamrita is describing that. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Jathishto bihori Krishna kore antardhan kori mone kore anuman. After performing his pastimes abundantly, Krishna disappeared, kore antardhan. And after going back to the spiritual world, or after withdrawing his pastimes from this world, Krishna considered that I reveal my Braja Leela, but how will anybody ever enter into this Braja Leela? How will anybody ever enter into Braja Leela? Jatish, like, Prem bina jagoter nahi avasthan. Like, without the loving exchange that is enacted through his Braja Leela, the ultimate spiritual understanding is not going to be available. And people generally worship Krishna through Vidhi Bhakti, Vaidhi Bhakti. But by achieving perfection through Vaidhi Bhakti, one will go to Vaikuntha. Now, how will one then get into Vrindavan? Because one has to perform devotional service through Vaidhi Bhakti. Just as Rupa Goswami said, that Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi, Pancharatra Vidhing Bina, Oikantike Harer Bhakti Utpatoiva Kalpate. Vidhin Bina, without the Buddhi Bhakti that has been presented in Shruti, Smriti, Puran, etc., the Buddhi Bhakti that have been presented there, if anyone renders devotional service, Oikentike Harer Bhakti, even though it is very, very earnest and sincere, even if the devotion is earnest and sincere, Oikentiki, it will simply create disturbance. Simply create. Utpatoiva kalpate. Utpat means disturbance. So the point is, devotional service must be rendered following the Vaidhi Bhakti. If one renders devotional service without following the rules and regulations of the scriptures, it will simply create a disturbance. So then what is the other bhakti beyond Vaidhi Bhakti? Is Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti is the means to go to Vrindavan. Through Vaidhi Bhakti, when achieves perfection, he goes to Vaikuntha. Following Raganuga Bhakti, when one achieves perfection, he goes to Vrindavan. Chirokal nahi kori prema bhakti dan. Krishna is saying, I do not offer this prema bhakti all the time. Prem bina jagoter nahi avasthan. And without this loving relationship, loving devotional service, what's the use of this existence of this material nature? What's the use of this Jagat material nature? So he's pointing out the purpose of this material nature is to ultimately bring one to the point of this prema bhakti. Especially when one gets the loving, or when one gets the human form of life. One must be situated in the prema bhakti. So how to then get the prema bhakti? Like, see the catch here? Devotional service must be rendered through Vaidhi Bhakti. By performing Vaidhi Bhakti, one will go to Vaikuntha. Now, by going to Vaikuntha, one will get stuck there in his Nitya Sarup, Siddha Sarup. He'll get his perfected identity. So that cannot be changed. Then how will anybody ever enter into Vrindavan? Therefore, he decided to come as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now here is the real secret about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. Raganuga Bhakti is, Rag means loving relationship, love. And the love of the heart, that is Rag, those who are involved in their relationship with Krishna in pure loving devotion, they are called Ragatmika Bhaktas. They are the devotees of Vrindavan. And Anuga means following. When one renders his devotional service following one of the residents of Vrindavan, that is called Raganuga Bhakti, and that is the qualification to enter into Vrindavan. So now, when Krishna considered how will the people in this world ever get this opportunity to come to Vrindavan? How that means they have to follow a resident of Vrindavan who is a Ragatmika Bhakta. But it is saying that if it is done, like it will create a disturbance without following the rules and regulations of the scriptures. And the rules and regulations of the scriptures tends to worship Krishna in the form of awe and reverence, and one will go to Vaikuntha. So here is the real secret. Krishna decided to come following the mood. Krishna decided to come as a devotee. What kind of devotee? Following the mood of Srimati Radharani. So who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Krishna following the mood of Srimati Radharani. So when one is following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Vaidhi Bhakti, Mahaprabhu is being followed by Vaidhi Bhakti, and that Vaidhi Bhakti is automatically being transformed into Raganuga Bhakti. Because when we are following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who are we following? We are following Srimati Radharani, the best of the Ragatmika Bhaktas of Vrindavan. So following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Vaidhi Bhakti is transforming into Raganuga Bhakti. And that is going to qualify us, that is going to enable us to enter into Golok Vrindavan. How? This also we can see during Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's encounter with Ramananda Roy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking questions and Ramananda Roy is answering. And as a result of that, Ramananda Roy ultimately is seeing Radha Krishna in place of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After all, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha Krishna. So when one renders devotional service to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, following the Vaidhi Bhakti, the rules and regulations of the scriptures, then that will enable him to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Radha Krishna. And when one sees Radha Krishna, where is he? He is situated in Golok Vrindavan. So this is how the gateway of Golok Vrindavan is going to open up, just by following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the gift of Sri Srila Prabhupada. Many people say sometimes that, oh, Srila Prabhupada gave the ABCD, Srila Prabhupada didn't give the everything, you have to come to us to get that, all the higher stuff, Raganuga Bhakti, meaning Raganuga Bhakti. But no, Prabhupada gave us everything. Prabhupada gave us everything. And just by following Sri Chaitanya Srila Prabhupada, we will achieve the ultimate perfection. There is no doubt about that. And these are all completely substantiated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada is simply giving Srimad Bhagavatam. His whole teachings are based on Srimad Bhagavatam. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. The personality of Bhagavatam, Krishna, is being now exposed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna himself is saying that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. Mahaprabhu is never saying, I am the Supreme Personality of God and worship me. Krishna said that. I am the Supreme Personality of God. Worship me. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, worship Krishna. He is the Supreme Personality of God. And Srila Prabhupada is giving us the perfect understanding in that respect. So this is how we get to see Srila Prabhupada's gift. And we simply have to follow Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Now let's go back. What is Vaidhi Bhakti? What the scriptures are saying about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how to worship him. Jaggai Sankirtana Prayaj. Sankirtan Jagge Kare Krishna Aradhan. This Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is worshipped through Sankirtan. So that's the Vaidhi Bhakti. So following the Vaidhi Bhakti rules and regulations of the scriptures, we are doing Sankirtan, congregational chanting, total glorification, absolute glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and distributing His mercy to all those who are in this world. That is the way to worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that's all we have to do. Just serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sankirtan. And in due course of time, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, we'll find ourselves in Golok Vrindavan. There is no need to run here and there, being allured by all kinds of unscrupulous individuals who are out of their envy, they are saying Prabhupada did not give everything, now we have to go to them to get the highest stuff. And we can see in this light, we can see that they didn't understand the purpose of Mahaprabhu's coming. They didn't understand why Krishna came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's no need to separately try to cultivate Raganuga Bhakti. Yes, some will do. Bhajananandi Vaishnava, some will do that. But they will go to the remote corners like the Goswamis of Vrindavan. They went to Vrindavan to practice this. Bhajananandena Mattaliko. But that's very, very rare individuals. But for the mass distribution, we cannot do that. Yes, some individuals, those who are advanced and those who have developed the taste, yes, they will go there and do that kind of bhajan. Goswamis did that. But they didn't do that in Jagannath Puri. They didn't do that in Navadvip. They did it in the forest of Vrindavan. But we are not in that situation. We are in the cities, and our business is to preach. Therefore, we simply have to follow this process. Jaggai Sankirtana Prayavir. And ultimate achievement will be there by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. So on this day, when Srila Prabhupada left this planet, we actually have to recognize the fact that Prabhupada's Vapu left this planet. But Prabhupada himself is present through his Vani. He'll always be there through his Vani. And his Vanis he has presented in such a wonderful way through his volumes of books. Through his books. Srila Prabhupada is alive all time and he will be there with us for thousands of years to come through his books. So Prabhupada never left this planet. Prabhupada is always here. Prabhupada is always here through his books. And those who follow him, they will receive his mercy without any doubt. From the spiritual sky, Srila Prabhupada will shower his mercy. Those who sincerely follow him. So all that we have to do is just become loyal followers of Srila Prabhupada and have implicit faith that by following him we'll get everything. And someday we all will become elevated to Golok Vrindavan. When that will happen, we don't care. Mama janmani janmaneshware bhavatad bhakti rahit. That I can, life after life, I can become engaged in your service. Thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.
Thank you, Maharaj. Prabhu and Mataji, if anyone has a comment or question, please ask the question. I will unmute the conference.
Conference unmuted.
Okay, Prabhu Mataji, does anyone have a question or comment? Okay. Maharaj, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, I just want to say one thing that Prabhupada changed my life. When I came in touch, I was 70 years and I follow you, following Prabhupada's teaching in my resta. He has completely changed my life. I'm so happy about it.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's what happens. Like a touchstone, a touchstone turns a base metal into gold. Right? It's transformed. Rusted iron, aluminium, copper, like just by the touch, is transformed. So that's what happens, when we come in contact with Srila Prabhupada and accepts his teachings wholeheartedly, sincerely. We become transformed, yes. And that is the indication, that's the proof of the efficacy of Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Thank you.
Someone else had a question or comment? Hare Krishna.
Hello, I couldn't hear you.
Are you coming to New York anytime?
Yes, I'm coming to New York on the 16th, next Friday.
Where will you be, Maharaj?
I'll be in Brooklyn Temple on the 16th, then Tuaco Temple 17th, 18th, and 19th I'll be in Central New Jersey, and 20th I'll leave America. There is a seminar in Tuaco Temple on Saturday, Sunday, and there is a program in Brooklyn Temple on Friday evening. I'll be there.
That's in the evening.
Yeah, Friday evening in Brooklyn, Saturday, Sunday in Tuaco.
Okay, so thank you, Maharaj. Greatly appreciate taking time to speak on
Hare
it.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, sorry. Thank you for the class, Prabhuji. Pranam. I'm very new to Krishna consciousness, and I heard one thing that you were saying about controlling the desires, like one should be free from desires. So these desires.
I didn't say one should be free from desire. It's not possible for anyone to be free from desire. What I said is one should be free from material desire, which ultimately culminates into sex desire. We have to become free from those negative desires and become situated in positive desire, that is Krishna consciousness. Desire to serve Krishna, desire to love Krishna, desire to please Krishna. So these desires will be there. Soul can never be free from desire. Desire must be there. Consciousness, as living entity, has consciousness. And wherever there is consciousness, there must be desire.
So how to get free from negative desire? Because
Very good point. Very good question. Very good point. You see, by getting the higher taste. Like material enjoyment, sense gratification has certain taste. But there is a higher taste. When you get the higher taste, then this lower taste becomes unattractive, insignificant. Like you're hungry, you got some stale food. When you're hungry, that stale food is, you feel so, to be so much attracted to it. But when you get a nice plate of freshly cooked, delicious food, will you even look at that stale, rotten food? No. So similarly, by getting the higher taste, by getting the taste that one derives out of developing his relationship with Krishna, he automatically becomes disgusted with materialistic.
And how do one develop the...
Yeah, good point. By recognizing who Krishna is, by recognizing who you are, by recognizing what's your relationship with Krishna, and by developing that relationship. Like the first thing I would say is read Srila Prabhupada's books. Next point, associate with the devotees who are practicing this process sincerely. Just do these two things: read Prabhupada's books and associate with the devotees, and the rest will automatically happen. You'll get the higher taste. Huh?
I read Gita Bhagavatam every day,
Yeah.
chanting, and then we have our. But somehow I'm not able to get those.
Taste. Okay, like, okay, say when you have a very serious disease and then you get the medicine, do you think you can get cured just overnight? No, you have to be patient and continue to take the medicine, right? So here you came to the right doctor, you got the right medicine, so keep taking it and you will see how it happens. Now, did you give up meat eating and other three principles after reading Srila Prabhupada's books? So, isn't that giving you some taste? Like,
But then,
huh?
but then sometimes you feel like you are. I mean, gave up that, but it's like fasting. Like, okay, you can always not do that. But then your mind sometimes gets inclined that okay, everybody is doing, I am not doing. You know, those all kinds of those thoughts come into mind.
Yeah. That's why you see, you have to be in the proper association of devotees. You see, when you are in an association where people are indulging in wrong activities, the temptation will be there to indulge also. Therefore, it's very important to be in the right association. So be in the proper association. And these tendencies or these allurements, those temptations will be there. But try to overcome them. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Raj.
Rajkumar. Thank you, Raj. Where do you live, Rajkumar?
I live in Ashburn, Virginia.
Okay, okay. Very good. Very good. Please follow, please continue to read Prabhupada's books with full faith and read diligently and take notes also. Study them and stay in touch with the devotees. Thank you, Rajkumar.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Radha Krishna Prabhu. Thank
you, Maharaj.
Jai Shri
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna, Prabhu. I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
I've been listening to your lectures on ISKCON Desire, and I'm so thankful to you and Prasada Prabhu for arranging this call. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Maharaj, I have one question.
Yeah.
Like, in practical way, what is the proper way of appreciating or thanking Prabhupada and his devotees that are impacting our life, that are trying to help us, irrespective of some, shortcomings, but still they are trying to help. What is the right way, inoffensive way of appreciating them and showing them the gratitude?
Showing the gratitude to whom?
To the devotees
Yeah.
and to the people that are inspiring us and helping us
Okay,
move in the
good.
process of bhakti.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The thing is, you see, recognize that they have surrendered to Krishna. They are practicing the process. They are chanting the holy name. Like these are all such, wonderful, wonderful activities, spiritual activities. So just because they're doing that, recognize that, and automatically appreciation will be there. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told the devotees in Jagannath Puri that what is the symptom of these devotees are from Bengal, Kulimgram. They asked, what's the symptom of a devotee? And how should one respect? How will they treat them? And Mahaprabhu said that one who chants the holy name once, we should respect him as a Vaishnava. One who is always chanting the holy name, he is second class. Madhyamadikari. And by seeing one when automatically feels like chanting, he's a Uttamadikari. So you can see like all are Vaishnavas, those who are chanting the holy name. So let's recognize them as Vaishnavas. Let's respect them, let's honor them, let's worship them. Because by being humble, by recognizing others' greatness, we don't lose anything, so why shouldn't we not take advantage of that? By respecting others, especially the Vaishnavas, we get spiritual benefit. Therefore, let's not find faults with the devotees, but let's appreciate for all that they're doing. And even if there is some act that is not really so exemplary, ignore that. Oh, I don't understand why he's acting that way. So that's the way that we can maintain a positive mood.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. What's your name?
I'm Pranita.
Pranita. And you are from?
I'm from Ashburn, Virginia.
Okay, okay. Very good. Thank you, Pranita. Hare Krishna.
Good, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Thank you, Rashal Krishna Prabhu. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.